affiliates. Optional heavy truck roadside assistance provided by third party and subject to policy terms and conditions. Not available in all states.
Hey, owner-operators, succeed on your own terms with Mercer Transportation. Whenever, wherever, and however you prefer to run, Mercer has the support you need to make your business successful. They offer fuel discounts, fast pay after every load, plenty of freight with over 3,100 customers and over 500,000 loads per year. No company trucks to compete with, and discounts on tires, insurance, and more. Pick your loads or let their coordinators help you find the right freight. Visit mercertown.com today. mercertown.com.
Red Eye Radio and our sponsors are devoted to trucking safety. That's why we are proud to bring you the Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club. We've been saluting drivers who have surpassed the million-mile mark with preventable, accident-free driving. By reaching this milestone, you can be a part of an elite club of drivers who share remarkable safety records and demonstrate superior driving skills. If you or someone you know is a truck driver with 1 million miles or more of driving under your belt without a preventable accident, register online at redeyeradioshow.com. That's redeyeradioshow.com. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club would not be possible without the generous support of the fine folks from Petro Stopping Centers, Howe's Lubricator, Motel 6, the St. Christopher Fund, and Cat Scale. We applaud the individual truckers and fleets who drive with care and keep our highways safe. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club, devoted to trucking safety. Register online at redeyeradioshow.com.
My muscle aches. I was tired all the time. My son had a full-blown asthma attack. It came out of nowhere.
You don't sound like thing about some symptoms.
I had a fever and a terrible headache.
You don't always know it's causing it. It was Lyme disease from the tick bite.
I had Zika virus from a mosquito. He had a reaction to cockroach allergen.
Threats to your health can come from unexpected places. Get the facts. Visit pestcontrol.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association. The Jordan B. Peterson podcast with his very special two-part guest, Joe Rogan.
Oftentimes, the last hour of a 3-hour podcast is the best hour.
Yeah, well, that intuition is certainly right and revolutionary.
Part of my revolutionary idea is just me being stubborn.
The Jordan B. Peterson podcast and special guest, Joe Rogan. Download it free and easy at Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from the Westwood One Podcast Network.
Provocative, personal, unfiltered. This is Mouthpiece.
Because we experience a lot of different things. We experience a lot of hate from the world. And the only thing that we can really run to is each other's arms. Together, we have something powerful.
Super Bowl champion and self-described feminist Michael Bennett and his wife Pele invite listeners into their professional and private lives, but doing it authentic. Listen and subscribe to Mouthpiece, free wherever you get your podcasts from the Westwood One Podcast Network.
Where the conversation starts.
You see miracles all the time at our children's hospital, but miracles never come easy. That's why, as great as children's hospitals are, they need our support to keep miracles happening. Put your money where the miracles are. Support your Children's Miracle Network Hospital.
He's smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
It's Red Eye Radio. He is Eric Hurley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Coming up, following the top of the hour, Senator Dick Durbin calls for ceasefire. Thing is, they call for ceasefire, and they say the civilian casualties are unacceptable. All right, you call for ceasefire, then what? Yeah, what happens then? What? And as the new speaker said yesterday, there was already a ceasefire. Yeah, they broke it. Right. Hamas broke the ceasefire.
Israel didn't start this.
Right.
Top of the hour news is brought to you by House Products. Visit houseproducts.com.
This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One.
Shell Rotella with advanced synthetic technology is designed to help keep your rig running with more mileage and less maintenance.
Eric and Gary for the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. Tons of questions about the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. We thought we'd do a little Q&A. Here's a question. Does it work on any smell? Yes, the Thunderstorm gets rid of strong odors from cooking, cigarette smoke, litter boxes, and more. Even the mildew smell from basements.
How long does it take to work? Immediately, the Thunderstorm starts working in seconds to clear a room of any odor. What about replacement filters? No, you never need them. Does the Thunderstorm Air Purifier really work? Over 350,000 Thunderstorms have been sold already with thousands of 5-star reviews online.
Here's a question we get a lot. How do I get a deal on the Eden Pure Thunderstorm? Right now, you can save $200 on 3 Thunderstorms for whole home protection. That's 3 units for under $200. Just go to EdenPureDeals.com, enter the discount code REDEYE. That's EdenPureDeals.com, discount code REDEYE, and you get free shipping. You know, there's a lot of chaos in the world today. Wars, bank failures, and high debt are crippling investors. So what's the best investment to secure your financial future? That's an easy answer: gold. Mike Fulchins and his company, Universal Coin and Bullion, have helped investors buy over $1 billion in gold and silver. Gold is a safe haven and a hedge against inflation. To add the world's oldest currency to your portfolio, call Universal Coin and Bullion today at 800-UCB-GOLD. That's 800-UCB-GOLD. Or go to universalcoin.com/redeye. Universal Coin is giving our listeners a special deal on a 1/10-ounce gold American Eagle coin for just $220, or a pure 1-ounce silver American Eagle coin for $27. Limit 3 each. Call 800-UCB-GOLD and tell them you want the red-eye deal. Mike Fulchins is America's gold expert. Make him your gold expert today. 800-UCB-GOLD. Performance may vary. Consult your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
Hi, Tom Bodette. Just thinking about how jobs always seem to take longer than you think. So when your jobs get extended, stay at Studio 6, where you get more in your room for less on your bill, like a kitchen and free Wi-Fi, for those jobs that just keep going. Take me. I thought I'd say it a time or two, but 35 years later, here I am, still saying we'll leave the light on for you. I'm Tom Bodette for Studio 6, and I'm starting to think I'll never retire.
The St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund invites all over the road Class A CDL holders to join our smoking cessation program, Rigs Without Cigs. Participants receive tools to assist in quitting, along with support and accountability from the program manager and others in the program. Incentive packages are offered by the Road Pro family of brands for all who stop using tobacco through the Rigs Without Cigs program. Go to truckersfund.org under the Health and Wellness tab and sign up for Rigs Without Cigs.
WLWYAM is News Radio 1440, also heard on 95.1 HD3 FM in Montgomery, a Cumulus media station.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Linda Kenyon. In Gaza, Israeli bombardments have continued nearly non-stop, and Israeli troops have encircled the city as their offensive continues against Hamas. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has arrived in Israel for talks with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the war cabinet. Secretary Blinken says the U.S. is determined to do whatever it takes to stop the war from spreading.
This increases the glow and evens out my skin tone. Rare,
that we are determined to
Selena, you dirty escalation. When they say a little goes a long way, a little goes a long way. The support sentiment is happening now, and
jury has convicted FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried of fraud charges for bilking customers and investors in his cryptocurrency exchange, his hedge fund, and other businesses. His attorney is Mark Cohen.
Claudia, Mr. Bankman-Fried maintains his innocence, and we're going to continue to vigorously fight the charges against him.
Bankman-Fried faces up to 115 years in prison. Donald Trump Jr. has wrapped up his testimony in the New York civil fraud case against his family and their businesses.
I think it's a truly scary precedent for New York. For me, for example, before even having a day in court, I'm apparently guilty of fraud for relying on my accountant to do, wait for it, accounting.
Eric Trump returns to the witness stand today. Officials say a former nurse in Pennsylvania accused of killing 2 patients has confessed to trying to kill many more. CBS's Wendy Gillette has that story.
The Pennsylvania Attorney General's office says 21-year-old Heather Presti has admitted to trying to kill 19 patients with insulin at 5 different rehab centers in the state from 2020 through this year. 17 patients under her care died.
The October's jobs report is show that job growth in the U.S. slowed after a robust September report. CBS's Jill Schlesinger has this preview.
The unemployment rate is expected to remain at 3.8%, and importantly, there will be a big focus on wage growth. Average hourly earnings are expected to be up by an annual rate of 4%. That would be down from the previous month's 4.2%.
Nielsen and Fox say the World Series was the lowest rated ever and averaged just over 9 million viewers.
The Rangers are the World Series champions.
The viewership was down from 9.79 million during the 2020 World Series. This is CBS News.
Make the hiring process work for you. With Indeed's end-to-end hiring solution, you can attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. Start at Indeed.com/credits.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription type.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit, hims.com/joy.
A year after he dropped his first lawsuit, a songwriter suing Mariah Carey again. Here's CBS's Stacey Lynn.
Vince Vance claims she stole this song from him. He says Carey's 1994 hit infringed the copyrights to his 1989 song. The details of the lawsuit are pretty similar to the last one, but also include some more personal allegations, saying she made up the story of how she wrote the song. Vance has enlisted a big-time lawyer this time around, the same attorney who represented two songwriters who accused Taylor Swift of stealing the lyrics to Shake It Off. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame will induct its class of 2023 tonight. Among this year's inductees, George Michael, Kate Bush, and Sheryl Crow. Linda Kenyon, CBS News.
Some incredible savings. Take advantage of late summer travel with a $500 hotel savings card, or supercharge your back-to-school shopping with a 50% off Sam's Club membership, as well as 82% off a lifetime. Yes, lifetime license for Microsoft Office. Go to sweetdeals.com right now and snag these incredible offers while supplies last. That's sweetdeals.com.
Don't miss Sean Hannity. Biden incoherently adheres live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Your WSFA First Alert weather forecast.
Sponsored by Family Dollar. Celebrations last Thanksgiving start prepping for holiday cheer. Now and save with Family Dollar. Shop for great baking essentials and more. Family Dollar, helping you do more. Not as chilly on this early Friday. Still cold. Most of you and up 30. Rain. Friday after 5 until the upper 50s. Overcast.
Watch Traffic, brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven, on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Kevin Williams, WFML. Friday. The Alabama Supreme Court ruled the state and United staff and Alabama state U.S. use method for tax plan. University Marshall requested staff as submitted. Every time for vertical tire case out of Fulton County, overnight today. Governor has signed up to that. Coming this weekend, daylight savings time is coming morning. Sunday, it was set at 4:53. It's Friday, and that means time for our Friday Night Football Fever. High school teams all across our viewing area hitting the fields for the last regular season game this season. Our game of the week, Lowndes Academy versus Sparta Academy. I'm Chasson Williams with your morning headline.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yeah, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now.
Isn't it hard to make money with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code UNIQUE for an extra 30 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank this week only. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code UNIQUE for a 30 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank this week only. That's code UNIQUE.
When seasonal allergies or clogged sinuses are making you miserable, you want fast relief. But there's confusion about which cold and allergy products work and which ones don't. In fact, oral phenylephrine, a drug found in many oral decongestants in the cold and allergy aisle, is currently being evaluated by the FDA because it may be ineffective. Luckily, there's an alternative solution that provides fast relief, and it's called Navage. Navage is the natural drug-free way to relieve congestion by sucking out the allergens, germs, and mucus that can make you stuffy and miserable. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick, easy, and most important, it will help you breathe better. Don't take a chance on medications that may not work as promised. Instead, trust drug-free Navage to help wash away the source of your misery so you can breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Russell Wilson here. Play 60 United Way in the NFL, helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day. To get involved, go to unitedway.org/play60. Are you guys going to do that every time? Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440. Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It is time to rise and shine. For it is once again, one more time, that you're on top of the ground and the ground's not on top of you. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440. It is time to rise and shine, and it's time for our daily bread. It is November the 3rd, 2023. Today's daily bread is simply entitled Reflecting the Light of the Sun. Our scripture insight today comes from Matthew 5:14 through 16. Matthew 5:14 reads, "You are the light of the world. Govern yourselves accordingly." Good morning to you. And again, it is November the 3rd, 2023. It is like all the other days. It is a day that has never been, and it is a day that once it's gone, it will never be again. You don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you should have done this day that you don't. And you don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do with this day, November the 3rd, 2023, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you are proud of what you have done this day.
Short seasons are made for change. Our lifetimes are made for change.
If you have lived a while, you've seen, you've heard many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace and mercy of God, we may, I'm not sure, we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day. That is the first day of the rest of our lives. What are we going to do with them? Well, whatever we do, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you do what you can, while you can, for as long as you can, for whom you can, and make a difference in somebody else's life. Good morning to you. Benjamin Elijah May said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well, no man living, no man dead, no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say, if that is the standard by which you live life, you'll always be successful. Or you'll fail at a thing or two. We all do. But you'll never be a failure until you quit. We say, give out if you must, rest if you can. But you never, ever give up. Sometime when it rains, that's God's way of laughing at you because you got a problem you think he can't handle. Wrong. Never, ever give up. Quitters will never win. And while winners may lose a time or two, they never give up. One foot in front of the other. My mother used to say that nothing beats a failure but a try. Martin Luther King said, if you cannot run, walk. And if you cannot walk, crawl. But whatever you do, keep moving forward. Don't ever give up. Never. And no matter what happens this day, remember this. This day, like all the days of old, it is a great day to be alive. We'll be back.
Hello, my name is Sochil Dixon. I'll be sharing a personal story in today's encouragement from our daily bread, reflecting the light of the sun. After I had a conflict with my mother, she finally agreed to meet with me more than an hour away from my home. But upon arriving, I discovered she'd left before I got there. In my anger, I wrote her a note, but I revised it after I felt God nudging me to respond in love. After my mother read my revised message, she called me. "You changed," she said. God used my note to lead my mom to ask about Jesus and, eventually, receive him as her personal savior. In Matthew 5, Jesus affirms that his disciples are the light of the world. He said, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." As soon as we receive Christ as our Savior, we receive the power of the Holy Spirit. He transforms us so we can be radiant testimonies of God's truth and love wherever we go. Through the power of the Holy Spirit, we can be joyful lights of hope and peace who look more and more like Jesus every day. Every good thing we do then becomes an act of grateful worship, which looks attractive to others and can be perceived as vibrant faith. Surrendered to the Holy Spirit, we can give honor to the Father by reflecting the light of the Son, Jesus. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Matthew chapter 5, verses 14 to 16. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Let's pray. Jesus, please shine your vibrant light of love in and through our lives so we can give honor to the Father and encourage others to put their trust in you. Thank you, Lord. It's in your name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
All right, you had the word. It's PT. It's Friday. We end the week with PT. Okay, we just got it. We got to do it. That's just what we got to do. I'll be the NCOIC for PT this morning. Let's get it done. Airborne, every day you run to the sun. No sweat, not yet. Down in the mess hall on my knee. We got nothing to eat but a can of beans. The bread was moldy and the meat was bad. Come on now, let's get it going. You know darn well that you can't eat that. Hey, you know darn well. Time to rise and shine. Here we go, all the way. It's Friday, weekend eve. We can do it one more day. All the way. When I was young, I always wanted to be in the 82nd Airborne, knees in the breeze. Now that I'm here, I'm gonna do it right. Jump from an aircraft while in flight. That's right. Airborne, all the way, driving on, all the way, airborne, all the way, driving on. Early one morning. Well, I picked up my parachute and boarded the plane. Jump master said 1 minute to go. Green light lead with a cheering blow. All the way, airborne. Get up, you're wasting daylight. Come on now. And somebody tell the cooks to have that SOS ready. Because when I get down this run, I'm going to be hungry. And get the first sergeant's coffee ready. Come on. All the way, gotta be rough and tough. Airborne. All righty then. All right, time for PT. It's Friday. We got PT today. Okay, I'm sorry about that, but we got 3 days a week. Not too much for the reserve. We're the reserve. Get it going. Hard work. Come on now. Work. Oh. Work. Oh yeah. That's what they say. Work. Every day. Come on. I get up out of cold and free. Oh, yes. I'm doing it. Hard work. Woo! Hard work. That's what they say. Hard work. I earn your pay. Oh, yeah. Hard work. Hard work. Oh, yeah. Let's go to work. Oh, yeah. every day. Hard work, work. Hard work, work. On the airplane. In the early morning rain. That's what they say. Hard work. I earn my pay. Come on. Woo! Hard work, work. Hard work, work. Hard work, work. Is it over yet? Come on now, let's go. Hard work. Hard work, work. I earn my pay. Woo! Okay, that's enough PT for the day. All right, that's it. It's over. Yes, it's over. And now we pay homage to all of our armed forces of the United States of America, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and Space Force. And let's not forget the Merchant Marines, after all, who gets us the merchandise when we're on the high seas if we can't get back to the house. They do. That's what I'm talking about. Somebody's mom, somebody's dad, somebody's uncle, somebody's aunt, somebody's brother, somebody's sister, somebody's husband, somebody's wife, somebody's cousin. Those are the people who make up the armed forces of the United States of America, who never ask the questions why. We just go where we're asked to go and fight whom we are asked to fight. We don't make policy, but we sure do help carry it out. Good morning to you. And to all my airborne paratroopers out there, past, present, and future, do a good job. We're dependent on you. And for our local heroes, Montgomery Police Department, good morning to you, sir. Albert, whatever his name is. Good morning. Albert, can't remember what his name is now. It's Albert. Albert's one of them. Also, good morning to the Montgomery City Council guys. I don't have to agree with all you guys, but I like most of you. Let's see. How about the Montgomery County Commission? The chairman, of course, Mr. Doug Singleton. And, of course, if you're going to kiss butt, you might as well kiss the mayor's butt because he's the guy in charge. Good morning to the mayor of the great city of Montgomery, Mr. Stephen Reed, and his family. Good morning to you. Did I miss anybody? Doug Singleton? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Since he's the chairman over there, that's good. I only kiss chairman's butt. I don't kiss regular people's butt. Okay. It has a different smell to it. And of course, we pay homage to Maxwell and Gunner Air Force Base. After all, this is an Air Force town. And we want to always show respect to the Air Force. After all, they put the air in airborne. Good morning to you out there, Maxwell and Gunner, home of the the Air University, where the people from all over the world come to learn from the best at Maxwell Air Force Base. As a matter of fact, I like to call them our top guns. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Sheriff Cunningham. Good morning, Derek. Excuse me. Let me say Sheriff. My bad. Got to show some respect there. Did I forget anybody? I didn't. Chief Jordan of the Montgomery Fire Department and the boys. And all the folks who go in when everybody else is running out. All right. Good morning. Okay, to all the paratroopers on shore. Hey, to all the paratroopers on shore out there, you guys just hang loose. We shall return back. Now listen, I gotta play this one because I always play this one all the time, but it is about redemption It is about second chances, and it is about making something out of a bad situation, making a great situation out of a bad situation. Okay, and it tells you about life is full of things that are unpleasant. Life is full of surprises. But somebody once said, it's not what happens to you. It is how you respond to it. So this is called It Is a Great Day to Be Alive. And you get that as soon as I come back from this break. It is 6:27. Don't forget, we got word of the day. We have I got a guest coming up, I think. Anyway. I never tell people about it. I got a guest, but we're gonna make sure he makes it up here before I tell you who it is. It is yes, it is a great day to be alive. That's the name of this one. And we'll be back right after these messages. But the one thing I try to remind people every day, time is our enemy and it is also our friend. But time has a way of getting by. It keeps on going. There's nothing you can do to stop it. It is like a freight train with you on the track. Doesn't care. It keeps on going. So, how time flies. Next thing you know, one day you're 16, next day you're 66. Where did it go? Don't let time slip upon you, and you don't at least try for some of your dreams. Time is unmerciful, doesn't care about your financial status, it doesn't care about the house you live in, doesn't care how good you look, how ugly you are, if you are good, doesn't care how tall you are, doesn't care about your dream. It's coming like a train on a track, almost impossible to stop. So, but you still got a little time. If you hope you got a little time, do something with it. I think somebody once said there's nothing more pitiful, nothing so sad. When our last day comes, we say, I should have. If I only had done. So today is the first day of the rest of your life. Whatever it is that you think you might want to do, now is the time to get started on it. Don't be like me, have a 401k, put a dime in it. Oh, Lord. Anyway, we'll be back. It is a great day to be alive.
Montgomery's Skywatch Truck brought to you by Summers Automotive. For long, driven on News 40. Okay, so it's Coke Zero. Coke Zero, now some people really like it. We don't do nothing for me. I'm going back to Sprite. Sprite with cranberry sauce or cranberry juice, whatever it is. It tastes good. Coke Zero, yeah. However, yes, it's good. I'd rather have water.
You hear all the time, you have casseroles? Yes. Obviously, chicken.
Yeah, but it is cold. It tastes like cod liver oil.
And don't forget the
Come on, man.
casserole. Sorry to interrupt. Just walking by talking about Cappy's Deli Casseroles. Oh, yeah. We're kind of making a commercial here. I come to Cappy's Casseroles all the time. People coming from the hospital, family gatherings, way better than flowers. Wait, what about the commercial? I've got it from here, Mike. I can talk Cappy's Casseroles all day. Just go ahead and come by and pick it up. My favorite for the puppy seed chicken, and the spaghetti, and the chicken broth, and the whole included.
Order your Chappie's casserole to go at your favorite Chappie's Deli today. Chappie's Deli. That's South Tower, Royal, Pepper Tree, Prattville, and Auburn.
Sarah, put your shoes on. We're headed to the doctor in 10 minutes. Okay, Mom. Hey, am I going to have to get a shot? Yes. It's time for your yearly vaccine. You have to make sure all your vaccines are up to date before you start back to school. I have to provide a record. Alabama law requires children of all ages to be up to date on their immunization. And to do so, every child needs to be vaccinated against polio, diphtheria, tetanus, also known as whooping cough, measles, mumps, rubella, and chickenpox.
My name is Dale Kaczynski, and this is my Loja United. I volunteer with United Way, helping the homeless in my community, and teaching computer skills and helping people with basic listening to save on the very own USB drive. It's huge when somebody says, "Hey man, that job that you want me to apply for, I got one." My name is Dale Kaczynski. I help people achieve financial independence.
Me too.
So I don't just wear this shirt. I love it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Queen Latifah.
Easy
Even
like
with heart
Sunday
failure, my mother stayed
morning.
strong.
Because without strength, you lose hope. Together, we will rise above heart failure.
To help prevent, improve, or manage heart failure, go to riseabovehf.org.
Telling it like it really is.
That's the fact, Jack.
It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
Okay. We are back. Next up, it's a great day, an outstanding day to be alive.
Grandmother would wake up at 4:15, and at 4:16 her feet would hit the floor, usually right in front of my face, and that's what would wake me up. But I would lay there and I would pretend like I was still asleep, because me and 4:15 really didn't get along. But Grandma would look at the back of my head. I could feel her staring at me, and then finally she would say, "Now sugar, Grandmama know you ain't sleep. You just supposed to go on and get on up and get ready for school." And my grandmother was known for saying things that
make too much sense,
kind of make you a little angry because they made so much sense and you couldn't argue with her. Parents, you know, there's things that when you become parents, you start to say to your own kids. Like my grandmother would say, "Now, son, you knew when you laid down there last night. But you can't get up this morning." I don't know why every single morning you lay there and act surprised. You ought to be thankful that the Lord saw fit to wake you up in your right mind. But what my grandmother was encouraging me to do was simply to be grateful for the opportunity. In spite of all that I had been through in my life, she just wanted to make sure that I understood the opportunity that I've been given. My life got started, it was a little rough start. I was born 2 months premature. My mother was walking up a flight of stairs, and she didn't know this at the time, but a woman she had an argument with earlier was standing above her holding a pot of boiling water. As my mom made her way up those stairs, that woman dumped that water onto my mom and sent her tumbling down the stairs into premature labor. She received third-degree burns to over 25% of her body. And when we were finally allowed to leave the hospital, as you can imagine, my mom was in a great deal of pain. Those burns just barely missed her face and covered most of the front of her body. So when we got home, she began taking a heavy sedative, pain medication to help her recover. When she took that medication, it was very difficult for her to watch me, so I would bounce around a lot. I'd stay with my mom for a little bit, and I'd go stay with grandma, and I'd stay with some neighbors, aunties, and then back to my mother's house. I did that for the first 3 years of my life. I was 3 years old, I was back at my mom's house, and I got into her purse, I found that medication, I swallowed everything in the bottle. When they found me, they rushed me to the hospital, and my heart would stop, and eventually I went into a coma. But because of that accident, because of that incident, the state of California, they did an investigation. And the conclusion that they came to was that it wasn't an accident. They removed me from my mother's home, I was made a ward of the state, and eventually I went into the foster care system. Shortly after I arrived to one of my foster homes, my foster mom, her name is Miss Alexander. Miss Alexander began locking me inside the closet with a light. She'd open the closet door, and she'd hit me with a stick or a strap or whatever she had. It was while I was in that foster home that I was sexually abused for the first time in my life. And oftentimes people ask, if that has to be the worst thing that could happen to someone. I have scars on my body that you can't see. I have a burn here on my hand that she put there with an iron. But all of that pain went away. The worst thing that Mrs. Alexander would do is she would open the closet door, she would stand over me, and she would say, "You're stupid, and you'll never amount to nothing." And that hurt me more than any of the physical kicks or the physical pain because I believed it for a long time. I believed that I would never amount to anything, just like she said. I didn't know this at the time. I found out a little bit later, but my grandmother, my hero, she had started going back and forth to court, trying to prove that she could take care of an active, handsome little boy. And eventually, the state of California, they granted her full custody of me. And I'll never forget standing on Miss Alexander's front porch waiting. She had my little belongings, everything that I had. I remember standing there, and it may have only been a half an hour, but it felt like an eternity. And I can remember thinking maybe no one's coming. But after a while, at the end of the block, I see the ugliest car I've ever seen in my life. And the car pulls up right in front of the porch. And I remember all I could see are these two big glasses, bifocals. And I found out later that Grandma had glaucoma. She wasn't even supposed to be driving. But she gets out of that big car, and she's got on this white floppy hat with this, there was a flower right there in the middle. And I remember she had on this long white dress that came all the way down to her ankles. And I found out later that, that was Grandma's Sunday best. It was an outfit that she only reserved for special occasions. And I can remember for once in my life feeling like I was some special occasion. I remember jumping into Grandma's arms and squeezing her, and I remember her whispering and saying to me, "Everything's okay. You're family." And everything was okay, just like Grandmother said. And I had a lot to look forward to. I found out that my mom was going to court trying to prove that she could take care of me. And I remember sitting there with my mother, and we talked, and we had a lot of different conversations. One thing I can remember saying, "Mama, one day when I get big, I'm gonna buy you a nice house with a fireplace." I said, "Mama, one day I'm gonna buy you a nice car." Not like Grandma, so get you a nice one. But the truth is, I just really wanted to become a family again, and that's what I look forward to. When I was 12 years old, I was asleep on my grandmother's floor. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning. We get a knock on the door. It was my mom's roommate. "Miss Howell, come quick." Miss Howell was my grandma. She said, "Come quick, it's Ruth." Ruth was my mom. She said, "I can't wake her up. I think she's dead." And I can remember laying on that floor, kind of wishing hoping that it was maybe a dream. But it wasn't. And that's how I found out that all the hopes and dreams and things that I had to look forward to weren't going to happen. I became very angry. I became confused. I was hurt. I didn't really understand what was happening. I started acting out, hanging out with wrong people, breaking into houses, started stealing cars. I can remember not really caring what happened to me. I continued that behavior until I was 19. When I was 19, I found myself standing in front of a judge. I was handcuffed. Had a chain around my waist, and my handcuffs were attached to that chain. The judge looked at me and said, the state of California sentences you to 15 years in prison for armed robbery and assault. That day, when that door closed behind me for the first time as a convicted felon, I remember standing in that empty cell. I remember my knees started to get weak and they started to shake uncontrollably. I collapsed and I fell to the floor. I just started crying alone. I remember hearing voices. Heard the voice of my foster mom saying, "You're stupid, you ain't gonna never amount to nothing." Heard the voice of family members and friends of family that said, "That boy's gonna end up just like his father." My father was a career criminal, he died in prison. I can remember laying there thinking to myself that this is where I'm gonna die. But here's what happened that would change my life. Shortly after I arrived to that prison, there was an educator there. His name was Charles Lyles, 6'3", ex-Marine. And I don't know what it was about me, but every time he saw me, he'd say, "Hey, Mr. Humphrey." And he had this big smile on his face, a smile that my kids would say, "That's creepy." But he smiled and he said, "Hey, Mr. Humphrey, how you doing?" He always called me Mr. Humphrey. He gave me that respect. He walked into my cell. He looked at me. He said, "Mr. Humphrey," he says, "prison doesn't have to be your life." He says, "You can get out of here and you can do great things." He started to walk away, and before he walked out of my cell, he turned around one last time and he says, "Mr. Humphrey?" I said, "Yes, sir." He says, "I believe in you." He walked out of my cell. And if he had continued to stand there, he would have seen the tears running down my face because no one had ever said that to me. But I remember thinking to myself, I'm going to make some changes and I'm going to change my life. And a little over 4 years after the day I originally collapsed and fell to the floor, I walked out of that prison on parole. That was over 18 years ago. I've never been back other than to mentor and help other people. But here's what I know. I know that when you've had a rough life, when you feel unwanted, I know that when you have hopes and dreams and when you have things that you can look forward to, and when you have people in place that support you and push you, I know that that gives you a reason to live. It is a great day to be alive. And that's something that I haven't always said, but now it's something that I say to myself every single day at some point. If I'm having a great day or a bad day, that's something that I say. But what I also understand is that what my grandmother was thanking her higher power for each and every day was for the opportunity that she'd been given. And she never missed an opportunity to tell anyone that would listen, especially me, it's a great day to be alive.
It is a great day to be alive. Outstanding. Outstanding. If that doesn't touch you right there in the soft spots of your heart, I don't know what's wrong with you. Go to a mirror, blow in it, make sure you're still alive. Anyway, good morning to you. Good morning, and good morning. Now, did you know that Penny Earn Concrete and Technology, they are transformers? They do stamped and patterned concrete to foundations for commercial manufacturing. They also do driveways and commercial parking lots. Did you know that Penny Earn also has the equipment for clearing lots for construction? Now, they can also clear and rid land of scrubs and underbrush. Okay, they can cut roads, clear fence lines, clear ponds and dams anywhere land is overgrown. Now, Penny Earn Concrete and Technologies can handle the job. Their mulchers can grind underbrush into shreds and return it to nature for compost. They are minimally invasive. That means you probably don't even know they're there. To clear and clean your property, call Penny Earn and Concrete Technologies today at 334-284-9292. At one more time, so you got the number, 334-284-9292. You can also check out them on Facebook at Transformers. Transform your overgrown property to a manageable and productive one with Penny Earn Concrete and Technology. They do a lot more than concrete. So govern yourselves accordingly, okay? Call them today, 284-9292. Good morning to everybody. I hope this day finds you well. And don't forget, it is time for Lessons of Life as well as the word of the day. Now let me make sure I get this all right quick. Okay. Move right along. It is 6:47 in the morning. Now, first of all, the word of the day means having or showing an ability to notice and understand things clearly. Of course, this is me. I mean, this is just me. In other words, being mentally sharp and clever. Now, I've been burdened with this ability my whole life. I've been burdened with it. It is a burden to be sharp and clever. But somebody out here has to do it. Now, I gave you the definition. Now, what is the word? Now, if you see this word on your counseling, your EER, your OER, or your civilian, whatever they call them in civilian world, you have you see this word on your counseling or your performance sheet, you can actually feel comfortable about going in there asking for a raise. Okay, what is the word? The word is spelled ASTUTE. It is pronounced astute. So astute, ASTUTE, having or showing an ability to notice and understand things clearly. In other words, being mentally sharp or clever or almost brilliant. I added that one to the end there. Okay, astute. So I've had that burden my whole life for a long time, but I can handle it. I don't let it go to my head. I mean, I've got many evaluations with that word on it, and I'm just telling you, it's a heavy responsibility and a heavy burden, but somehow I manage. I just want to let you know that. Okay. Now, the lesson of life today is this one. You understand this, you understand a lot of things about life. Okay. Now, we make a multitude of decisions every day. We do. Go left, go right. Should I try to beat that red light? Or when the yellow light is turning to red, should I just stop at the yellow light? Should I go left? Should I go right? A platoon of kids or a squad goes down the road. Should they go left? Should they go right? We make decisions every day, which requires knowledge, or at least the knowledge you think you have. But I will tell you, there are some things that all the knowledge in the world cannot prepare you for. There's some situations in life that you'll run up against that you won't know how to make the decision. Well, that is the lesson of life today. It is the head that holds the knowledge, but it is the heart that holds life. So when you come to one of those situations where you're not quite sure, what does your heart tell you? And the heart, 99.9% of the time, is right. Again, the head holds all the knowledge, but it is the heart that holds life. Okay, so remember that. It is November the 3rd. It is the 307th day of this year. It was on this day in 1964, President Lyndon Baines Johnson silently defeated Republican Barry Goldwater in a win to win a White House term of his own right. 1839, the first Opium War began between China and the British broke out. That opium is something else, I'll tell you. 1911, the Chevrolet Motor Company was founded in Detroit by Louis Chevrolet and William C. Durant. The company acquired by General Motors, of course, in 1918. 1936, on this day, Franklin Delano Roosevelt won a landslide election victory over Republican challenger Alfred "Alf" Landon. In 1957, I was like 6 months old, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 2, the second man-made satellite into orbit. On board was a dog named Laika, who was sacrificed in the experiment. Now, I think that's cruel. See, I think that's cruel. Okay, I mean, you had to eat. I'd rather you eat the dog than let the dog go through all the pain and anguish up there in space all by itself. I mean, come on. Now, you can't get away with that today. Well, okay, in America, you couldn't get away with that. In Russia, they just shoot you and tell you to shut up. And Mr. Doggy Alpha's going up the road. But I think that's cruel. I really do. My heart goes out to that poor dog. I mean, putting up in space by itself. Come on, man. Let him starve to death. Give me a break. But they probably have plenty of food on there for him. But that's just cruel. Anyway, there's some prisoners we ought to send up there like that. People have done terrible things. Send them up there. In 1957, hey, I really do have a heart for my dogs. 1970, Salvador Allende was inaugurated as president of Chile. All right then. 1979, 5 Communist Workers' Party members were killed in a clash with heavily armed KKK and neo-Nazis during an anti-Klan protest in Greensboro. That's right, North Carolina. 79, where was that? Germany or somewhere? No. I didn't hear about that. I was at Fort Lewis. I didn't hear about that. I went down there and kicked some butt. Okay, never mind. 1986, the Iran-Contra affair came to light as Asha Ashari, a pro-Syrian Lebanese magazine, first broke the story of U.S. arms sales to Iran. Y'all never figured that one out. 1992, Democrat Bill Clinton was elected the 42nd president of the United States, defeating President George H.W. Bush. In Illinois, Democrat Carol Moseley Braun became the first Black woman elected to the U.S. Senate. In 1994, Susan Smith of Union, South Carolina, as we like to say, South Kakalaki, was arrested for drowning her young boys, Michael and Alex, 9 days after claiming the children had been abducted by a Black carjacker. See, I always put stuff on Black folks. Come on. Give me a break. Why couldn't he have been a white carjacker? I mean, it wasn't no carjacker nowhere. They wasn't going to find them. 1995, President Bill Clinton dedicated a memorial at Arlington National Cemetery to the 270 victims of the bombing of Pan Am Flight 103. 1997 was the year the Supreme Court let stand California's groundbreaking Proposition 209, which banned race and gender preference in hiring and school admissions. And in 2017, a disgraced Army Sergeant Bo Bergdahl walked away from his post in Afghanistan and triggered a search that left some of his comrades severely wounded and was spared a prison sentence by a military judge in North Carolina. President Donald Trump blasted the decision as a complete and total disgrace, and I absolutely agree. Should have left his ass over there with Afghanistan. But anyway, that's a whole different story. Walk away from your own people. 14 years ago, in 2009 elections, Christie, a Republican former U.S. attorney, unseated New Jersey Democrat Governor John Corzine while in Virginia. Republican Bob McDonnell beat Democrat Craig Deeds. German Chancellor Angela Merkel marked the 20th anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall with speech to the U.S. Congress by exhorting the world to tear down the walls of today and reach a deal to combat global warming. I hear you. Yeah, okay, right on. Yeah. No wonder we didn't heard no attention. Actor, comedian Carl Valentine from McHale's Navy died in Los Angeles at 92. And it was 9 years ago, okay, 13 years after 9/11 attack, the resurrected World Trade Center opened for business, making an emotional milestone, both New York and the nation. And Tom Magliozzi, 77, one of the brothers duo who had hosted the National Public Radio's Car Talk, died near Boston. And 5 years ago, just short 5 years ago, top-ranked Alabama, Roll Tide, remained unbeaten in a 29-0 victory over number 4 LSU. We're going to see what happened this weekend. Okay? Accelerate took the lead and top stretch held off Guinevere to win the $6 million Breeders' Cup Classic at Churchill Downs in Kentucky. There are 17 holidays today that we honor. National Sandwich Day, always good to get a sandwich. Cliche Day, we know what cliches are. Okay. Cultural Japan Day. So if you're from Japan, we love you. Dominican Independence Day. Okay, we can live with that too. That's all right. We honor Dominica's struggle for the fight for freedom. Fountain Pen Day. Give somebody $1 day today. That's give somebody. So you see somebody. So today is the only day when I see that guy in that wheelchair faking like he can't walk. I'm gonna throw him $1 today. Okay? Give someone $1. $1 may seem small to you, but it could have a significant value to people that are receiving it. Okay, I'm just saying you might want to do that. It is Jellyfish Day. Love Your Lawyer Day. We have to talk about that one later. It's anything else? National Accessory Day. National Housewife Day. That's right. It's the day that housewives should get a job. Anyway, we'll be back. Uno momento. Bye.
WSFA 12 News Update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams at WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Friday. The Alabama Supreme Court rules the state can use nitrogen gas for executions, making Alabama the first state in the U.S. to use this method for a death sentence. Attorney General Steve Marshall requested to use the gas to execute Kenneth Eugene Smith, serving time for a murder for hire case out of Colbert County back in 1988. The governor has not yet set an execution date. Change is coming this weekend. Daylight saving time ends early Sunday morning, meaning when you go to bed Saturday night, you'll need to adjust any of those clocks back by an hour. Saturday, the sun will set at 5:53 p.m. Sunday, it will set at 4:53 p.m. It's Friday, and that means time for our Friday Night Football Fever. High school teams all across our viewing area hitting the fields for the last regular season game this season. Our game of the week, Clowns Academy versus Sparta Academy. I'm Jasmine Williams with your morning headline.
News Radio 1440 is WLWI AM and 95.1 HD3 FM of Montgomery, a community.
This is the CBS World News Roundup, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Linda Kenyon. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Israel meeting with President Isaac Herzog.
It is very important that when it comes to the protection of civilians who are caught in the crossfire Hamas is making, that everything be done to protect them and bring assistance to those who so desperately need it.
Outside the meeting, family members of hostages held a protest demanding no ceasefire with Hamas until their loved ones are released. CBS's Remy Inocencio in Tel Aviv has the latest on the conflict between Israel and Hamas.
The Israel Defense Forces said its fighters have now completed their encirclement of Gaza City, the Strip's biggest population center. Israeli shelling hasn't stopped for several days around the enclave's second largest hospital, Al-Quds, says the Palestinian Red Crescent Society. Already overcrowded, it's believed 14,000 displaced Palestinians are sheltering here.
FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried has been found guilty of defrauding customers of his cryptocurrency exchange and investors in a hedge fund out of $10 billion. Damian Williams is the U.S. attorney.
This kind of fraud, this kind of corruption is as old as time, and we have no patience for it.
Bankman-Fried faces up to 115 years in prison. A nurse in Pennsylvania already facing charges in connection with giving 2 patients lethal doses of insulin now faces a lawsuit from the families of 19 other patients. Attorney Robert Pierce is representing those families.
There were complaints by staff, by nurses that were concerned Heather Presty was actually killing patients. And yet they did an investigation, kept her on, did not immediately terminate her.
Several passengers on board that flight on which an off-duty pilot allegedly tried to shut off the engines have now filed a lawsuit. CBS's Wendy Gillette reports.
The passengers on board the Horizon Air flight, which is operated by Alaska Airlines, say they've suffered from anxiety, insomnia, fear of flying, and other emotional distress since the incident last month. They claim the off-duty pilot, 44-year-old Joseph Emerson, should never have been allowed to ride in the jump seat in the cockpit because he was suffering from depression and lack of sleep.
Emerson has pleaded not guilty to several counts of attempted murder. A new report from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention shows vaping is down among high school students, but tobacco use is up among middle schoolers. Erica Sword is with the American Lung Association.
There was nearly a 50% increase in middle school tobacco product use over the last year.
The survey involved more than 22,000 students. This is CBS News.
You don't need a job platform, you need a hiring partner. Indeed lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from one place. Start at Indeed.com/credits.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription type.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Tens of thousands of Las Vegas hotel workers are threatening to walk off the job. Here's CBS's Stacey Lynn.
The deadline is set for next Friday for about 35,000 employees at more than a dozen resorts who are fighting for new union contracts. If nothing's agreed upon by then, they'll hit the picket line. The union has said it wants a new 5-year deal that includes more money, reduced workloads, better on-the-job safety precautions, and more. The deadline comes 5 days before the Las Vegas Grand Prix weekend, which is expected to bring thousands of people to the Strip. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
United Auto Workers Union President Sean Bain says the union squeezed every dime possible out of Stellantis to help settle the auto workers' strike. The company that builds Jeeps and Chryslers agreed to a 25% pay hike. The deal also makes temporary workers permanent. Lindy Kenyon, CBS News.
Identity theft shows slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with My Name's Clay as your promo code at lifelock.com. Promo code.
So who is Napoleon Bracey?
Prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with
Pritchard.
GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Thousands of stores across the country are pulling brand name cold and allergy products off the shelves. Why? Because an FDA advisory panel recently determined that a drug they contain, oral phenylephrine, is ineffective as a nasal decongestant. Navage offers a drug-free solution that's fast and highly effective at relieving nasal congestion caused by colds and allergies. Navage uses suction to pull saline in one nostril around the back of the nose and out of the other nostril to help suck out allergens, mucus, and germs. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy. But more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Don't waste your time or money on products that are ineffective. Trust drug-free Navage for fast relief to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
He is the voice of the conservative millennial.
Ben Shapiro.
The Ben Shapiro Show, tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
And good morning, everyone. First of all, we need to have a serious conversation, a serious talk here for a second. It's about a killer, and its name is fentanyl. That's right. Did you know that more than 1,400 Alabamians died in 2021 from drug overdoses? It's time that a conversation about substance abuse is had. Hope is real, recovery is real. So if you have a family member or you yourself or a friend are suffering from substance use disorder, call the Council on Substance Abuse or COSA now. 334-262-1629. That's 334-262-1629, or go to ncadd.org. That's ncadd.org. Let's get some help today. Call COSA 334-262-1629 and get the help you need today. It is a serious situation. Not only does drug abuse affect you, it affects the people you know, everybody around you. It disables you from being the best you can be. Again, call COSA 334-262-1629, the Council on Substance Abuse. Good morning to you. Hope this day finds everybody well. Now, don't wait. Now, I got a guest coming up here. He'll be up in a little bit here. So, but remember, today is things that you didn't know. So today, now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't write these things. I read them, I research them, and this is what they say things. So don't call me talking about the tongue is not the strongest muscle in the body. That's what the article said. My bad. I mean, again, eating some of the stuff I haven't eaten over time, it may be the strongest muscle in the body. I'm not sure. Now, did you know, things you didn't know, that all the electricity powering the internet weighs the same as an apricot? Yeah, you didn't know that. I know. A hippo's jaw opens wide enough to swallow a sports car. So don't be messing around with the hippos. They will hip you. And it would take 19 minutes to fall from the North Pole to the Earth core if somebody made the hole big enough. 6 generations back, you have 64 great-great-great-grandparents. Okay, in a group of 23 people, there is a 50% chance that 2 of them share the same birthday. In a group of 57 people, there's a 99.01% chance that happened. And for 70 people, the probability is 99.92. So if you get 23 people in a group, there's probably somebody in that group got the same birthday as yours. Okay, I know it's not a big deal, but I'm just saying. Did you know calculations suggest that 136 billion sheets of paper, A4 paper, the paper that you put in the printer, would be needed to print out the entire World Wide Web? If the printouts were piled up, the stack would be taller than Earth. Well, okay. Did you know that each insect is the host to 10 bacterial species? Don't ask me how you carrying all that around. I don't know, but that's what they tell me what happened. Did you know? Now I thought this only happened in the South. Okay, really, I thought this only happened in the South and in the Appalachians, but evidently royalty has not been spared from this issue. Did you know that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are distant cousins? You see, I thought that only happened in the South where you marry your cousin. But the Brits over there, they okay, right on. I'm just saying that. Okay. Anyway, the old wives tell that we're attracted to people who look like our parents. May be debatable, but Duke and Duchess of Sussex shared more than just their marriage. Apparently, they share an ancestor dating 15 generations back. But they're not the first royals to be married to related people. Okay, so the United States, that's where that came from. Okay, not just the Appalachian or down south, especially in Tennessee. I understand Tennessee, they got some issues right down there. Did you know that at one point males were given engagement rings, but women became cheap and figured they could get something free, and so why spend the money? Okay, now if you're going to go overseas, now this is something you may want to put in the back of your mind. If you're going to go overseas, there are certain hand gestures that are offensive and may get your head cut off. So if you're not sure exactly, who you're waving at or what, don't do it. Because certain hand gestures over there, well, it'll get you killed. I'm just telling you. So keep your hands in your pocket so there's no misunderstanding of exactly who you're waving at. Okay? I'm just saying. Now, here's something that I've been talking about. I knew it was coming, but sooner or later it's coming. Here's something I've been talking about. Did you know that 40% of human jobs could be replaced by artificial intelligence in the future, probably in about 20 years or so? So what you need to do is get a job that is AI resistant, such as picking up garbage. Nothing wrong with picking up garbage. I'm just saying, nobody, even AI, don't want to get on back of that truck when it's cold. Okay, so do that, work hard, and become the boss. I'm just saying, or maybe cook. No, AI can cook hamburgers. So if you get an attitude at your job, just remember, AI is lurking around the corner to take your job. So if you're going to be a hamburger cooker, be the best hamburger cooker there is. And when they fire everybody else, they'll keep you. I'm just saying that you might want to think about that. Okay. Now, did you know that your body loses up to 8% of water on an airplane flight? So that's why when you take them airplanes all right, I didn't know that. Okay. Now, did you know that human beings are sort of like snakes, and you probably had no idea that this happened? But the skin, human beings do shed their skin. The current skin you will be gone in a month. Our skin sheds 30,000 to 40,000 skin cells each and every day. In fact, over 100 of those cells probably flaked off you while you're reading this sentence. I agree with you. However, it rejuvenates just as quickly as it deteriorates. Regular exfoliation twice a week helps get rid of lingering skin cells and make room for the fresh ones. Okay, I'm just saying. Did you know that? Of course you did. Now, this is one I got a problem with, but they swear up and down it's true. That trees talk. Now, I know food in the refrigerator talks. I know that. But I've never heard the tree talk. But they say trees talk. Their roots are connected through an underground network of fungi named wood. It's called the Wood Wide Web that allows them to share resources with each other. They talk, quote unquote, by transmitting nutrients to one another through the fungi. For instance, a mother tree, or the oldest or the strongest tree in the forest, will share some of her sugars with smaller nearby trees. Now listen, God had a plan, and I'm with it. So I'm not going to say that this is not true. I do not know. Okay, maybe somebody can call up the show and tell me if this is true or not. I just don't know. Now, did you know that a tuna, that's right, the one I got in the can at the house, he in a can right now, so he ain't going no place. Tuna can swim up to 28 miles per hour. I don't know how we catch him. I got one at home in a can, so he ain't going no place. Okay, 28 miles an hour. That's about what I drive every day on the freeway. It's about 28 miles an hour. Okay, at least I go 30. Okay, everybody be blowing at me. I don't care if they're blowing behind me. I don't care. Okay, here's one you probably didn't know. Does anybody know what a lipogram is? Lipogram. You probably never heard that word until just now. A lipogram, or a novel written without using a letter or letters. Okay, well, did you know that there's a 50,000 word novel without the letter E in it? That's right, 50,000 words. They wrote this whole book without using the letter E, which is called a lipogram. Okay, The Great Gatsby. Okay, a novel written without the letter or letters E in it. Okay, written by Ernest Vincent Wright in 1939. The letter E. Okay, check it out. That's what he did. The Great Gatsby. Okay, then I'm good with that. Did you know that you can tell if an egg, okay, is old based on whether or not it floats in water. It sounds kind of phony, but it's true. It's been time tested. If an egg floats when you set it in water, then it's old. If it sinks, it's a fresher egg, and now you're good to go. Okay, I'm just thought I'd let you know that this one. Now, one more thing about eggs that you may not have known. Did you know that if you if you're not sure whether or not your hard-boiled eggs are boiled hard enough, all you gotta do is twist the egg around. You twist the egg around, you spin the egg around, and if it ends up on the bottom, the big bottom's on the bottom and the small part is on the top, that egg is hard boiled and it's ready to go. Okay, that's an old cook thing. We knew how, because the guys, especially my buddies, my ranger buddies who are 11 Bravos, they come in, they want something to eat, we give them an egg, they want the egg to be done. Okay, I else, they might open a can of whoop ass on me, so I don't want that to happen. So I had to come up with a way to make sure the eggs were done, and I made sure that everybody spinning them. You spin an egg, if you want a hard boil, if it spins to the top and the small part is on the top and the big part's on the bottom, the egg is done. It's hard boiled. Okay. Anyway, so those are some of the things today that you did not know, did you? I know you. And the only one, now the most fascinating one was a 50,000 word novel without the letter E. Gatsby. That's right. Wow. How in the world can you do that? I mean, A-E-I-O-U. I mean, and sometimes why? How do you 50,000 words you can put a story together without using the letter E. Wow. All right there. Good morning. Who's this? Like I don't know. Like I do not know. I'm doing fine. Yeah, I've read that many times. There are a lot of things. There are a lot of things I don't mention. I can't mention everything, Mr. Ed. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because we got 500 churches in Montgomery. There's plenty of room. There are plenty places. Wait a minute. There are plenty places. If people want to know about the good book, they can go on the internet and read it. They can go to church. I'm not a pastor. Ain't my job to teach it. Okay then. Okay then. Yeah. There are a lot. There are a lot of things I haven't said anything about. All right. I appreciate it. We're gonna always be friends. I'm good. All right then. It is 7:21 in the morning. Also, now this morning, what we're going to talk about this morning, all these folks. Now that we got this, now that we have this new, congressional district upon us, and everybody is, and it actually, it's not a sure thing that district is going to be represented by any particular color because it is about 50-50 in population, black and white. The question is who's going to come out and vote. Well, we got a lot of folks wanting to put it now run for this job who don't live nowhere near. And I guess according to my information that you can run for this place no matter where you live. And I thought Anthony Daniel, I think his name Anthony Daniel, was a guy in contention, but he lived someplace else. So how if he runs and he tells us where he lives, he will be disqualified to run for this particular job, from what I understand. Because once you identify, once you give your address, then at that point, they're gonna check you out. And you got two problems then. Either you live in the district or you don't. And if you don't live in the district, and you say you live someplace else and you represent those people, then what are you going to do when you win? Well, if you win, then you are automatically removed from that district, from representing those people. So I'm just saying, now, okay, now are we going to play hard and fast with the rules in this district? Or I think the rules say, I guess as long as you move into the district before you take office, I guess you can do that. But do you want somebody that's a carpetbagger? Do you want somebody who just moves into the congressional district just to run? Really? Do you really want somebody that runs for you? And I've talked to this guy. I mean, I haven't talked. He said like a very smart, very professional, very nice guy. But I'm gonna see if I can get a word with him and see what the deal on that is. Okay, let me take this call right quick. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning. Exactly. Exactly. And that's what we're going to find out. Yes, they are. But wait a minute. Okay, you see, you have just realized what I have been saying. You are not part of the party. You just vote for some of them idiots. The only way you get any say is pay money to join the party. So basically, if you vote Democrat or Republican, you are free labor. You give a guy a job even though you may not have one. So, that's right. That's right. Or you got any say whatsoever. I mean, because think about this for a second. Every time you go to vote for somebody, I didn't choose any of them people to be on the ballot. Whether it's the primary or the general election, I didn't choose any of them people. How do they know I want to vote for any of them? Because the party is going on and we ain't been invited. They do. Did you text it to me? Oh, yeah, I gotta get it then. Yeah, that's good. Hey, I think we should protest. We'll get a sign. You and I will go down there and stand in front of the J.C. Love's office. He didn't do it, but he in charge of it now. We need to. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna text J.C. Can I get him on? See if I can get him on the phone for a minute to explain to us how come they can value your car when the Kelly Blue Book don't value it that much. I think I called. I think I sent him a note. Yeah, yeah, raising the value. Exactly. Okay. Right. So let me. I appreciate. Yeah, yeah. Let me take a break and send JC a note here, so we'll see whether he can join us on the phone. Because I need to know if who determines the value of my car, Kelly Blue Book, or is it is it the county of Montgomery because they want to raise more taxes on it? I'm just asking the question. I mean, I don't know. So let me take a break and we'll be back right at this. I don't know where my guest is. I get maybe there's a freeway, something happened on the freeway, something like that. We'll be right back. It is 7:27 in the morning. We'll be back.
WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by AC by Luke Wire. AC by Luke Wire is celebrating 40 years of comfort. They've proudly serviced the River region since 1983. Contact them for your heating, cooling, and plumbing needs. Visit acbylukewire.com for a list of services and offers today. That's acbylukewire.com. License number 84417.
Not as chilly on this early Friday morning, but still cold. Most of you only dipping down into the mid and upper 30s. The warmer trend throughout your Friday low 70s. Sunshine continues, and throughout the weekend, we warm into the mid and upper 70s. Could even push close to 80 by next week, but rain is still hard to come by. And that's your first alert forecast. I'm WSFA meteorologist Amanda Curran on News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Had an accident called out on the East Boulevard. It's near the Al-Khazar Temple, so watch out for that if you're taking that direction. East Boulevard there near Al-Khazar Temple. If you see something else giving you trouble with traffic safely, contact us. We'll pass the info along. Right now, interstate system is moving smoothly. And keep listening. We'll keep you posted. Larry Live Oak's been insuring the River region since 1988, customizing your insurance needs to the perfect plan. Live Oak Insurance, Main Street in Millbrook, 285-2881. Buckle up. It's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
Worn down, slick, unsafe, or unbalanced tires? That's no safe way to ride. Better call the trusted car doctors at Chico's Auto Pro.
Take News Radio 1440 with you everywhere on your AM dial at 1440, on 95.1 HD3 on FM, through our app on the App Store, or through your Alexa or Google smart home device.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yeah, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now.
Isn't it hard to make money with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code UNITE for an extra 30 cents per gallon bonus on your first take this week only. You can cash out
I know. Who was supposed to be here this morning? I can't remember. Maybe nobody. Maybe I just thought somebody got your real speaker. You could have brought somebody with you. I don't take that kind of liberty. You didn't say that, and I didn't think that. This is my headset. Yeah. Sticking that out the whole way.
Kids from the American Academy of
Weird.
Pediatrics. As a parent, you are your child's first teacher. Like
Yeah,
all
right on the
students,
side right
kids
there.
will make mistakes. Your goal is to encourage the
Come
behavior
on.
you
If you
want.
pass the bar, you ought to get this
Your
one.
expectations.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That's electronic. That's something totally different. Then I know somebody who took the bar exam in Alabama. They didn't make it. They did good on the oral part, but did bad on the written part. Now it seemed like to me that if you can do good on the oral part, that you ought to.
There is no oral part, but is there multiple choice?
Yeah. Listen, I mean, I would think multiple choices. You got a 50-50 chance.
Well, you do, but the writing part is a little different. I mean, the writing is key because that's how we do most of our stuff. Mm-hmm. The whole point of writing is that it is memorialized and it can't be misunderstood as to what you said. And that's what I tell people. When you write, what you want to do is you want to write clearly. You want to be very succinct. You want to don't try to fluff. Don't try to use
hyperbole words.
Yeah, also right. All that stuff. Just Sally, Dick, and Jane it.
Yeah.
Say what you mean so everybody's clear. And you're either gonna be right or you're gonna be wrong. And I think the clearer you are about it, the more the less likely it's to be confused.
And this is how we live united. We decided to volunteer with United Way at our community free.
Somebody else is joining the race. What's his name? I saw him in the paper today.
Jeremy Gray.
Judging by the thank yous
From
we get at the clinic, I'd say we're doing the right thing with our retirement too.
They're all-
Tom and Cindy Thorpe.
They're all nice people. They just don't live here.
We live it.
And my thing is go run in the district, which you ought to say, run in the district where you live. Run in the district where you live.
Sundays at 3 p.m.
Create a new district for the residents here. You gotta be are you gonna declare your residency here? Are you gonna be a resident of the district or are you just gonna use the district?
Yeah. Okay, we are back. My guest is finally here. But he's a Democrat, so I expect him to be late
I'm
anyway.
a Christian too.
And a Christian. How can you be both?
It's very easy. Do unto others you have them do unto
You need to
you.
get close to the microphone. I know you're a lawyer. You're used to having people serve you.
Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Okay. Well, the Democrats believe in doing it to somebody before they do it to you.
I think you better look at January the 6th.
No, we were protesting. We have a right to protest.
That's what they call that now.
We have a right to protest. That insurrection. Listen, you scare the hell out of ignorant people with that word. What? Insurrection? What? Well, that's funny. When Barabbas, who had involved with insurrection, you know what the group said? Give us Barabbas and crucify Jesus. So just because somebody said something doesn't make it so.
I agree with that.
Okay. I'm just saying.
But a video is worth a whole bunch of words.
Okay, a video. Well, when they whooped on Rodney King, they got out of that. So video don't always tell the whole truth. Rodney King deserved that butt whooping.
That is not. Nobody deserves
that.
Yeah,
he did. Yeah, speeding through the street, he could have killed somebody's kids. Yeah, he deserved that butt whooping.
Yeah, the more they kicked him, the more he moved. Remember that?
Oh, well, I mean, listen.
Yes, Judge. Every time we kicked him, he kept moving. He wouldn't stay down,
Yeah.
Judge. The more we stepped him, the more he kept trying to get up.
Well, don't be speeding. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Now
That's
the luckiest man ever been in the car chase is O.J. Simpson.
Car chase.
Wait. I was going 13 miles an hour, but they call that a chase. Okay, then.
Yeah.
You think O.J. did it?
No. No.
You got to be the only. And that's all. And I was telling somebody
if he did, they didn't prove it.
Okay. Well, if his glove don't fit,
you must
quit. That's what they say.
Johnny Cochran.
Anyway, that voice you hear is attorney at law Esquire. You know, lawyers are the only people in America that have titles of royalty. They're the only ones. No other job in this country has a title of royalty, and that title is Esquire. Okay, it's the only one. There ain't no job, and I'm trying to figure, how in the hell that happened?
That's not true.
Name another one.
Your parents. Did you call your? I always call my dad. My dad made me say yes, sir.
Well, yes, sir ain't royalty. That's respect.
That's the same thing. What difference does that make?
Okay, I'm just saying.
Sir Elton John.
Yeah, but he American. Yeah, he's from
American.
He's from over there. He's from over there.
You say yes, sir.
Yeah, but I don't say sir to nobody. I ain't saying sir to nobody.
When you were in the service, what'd you say?
Well, because I volunteered. And you volunteer to take the orders of those appointed over you. And the lieutenant on up to the 4-star general, you say yes, sir.
And where did that come from?
Well, it come from respect.
The British Army, which is where most of the American
we
served in before they did their business.
Okay, I brought you up here today because we wanted to talk about this thingamajigger.
I'll talk about anything with you today.
Yeah, okay.
This is your day.
Okay, but
I get to straighten you out today.
Yeah, you do, but you're
like a pair of linen pants.
No, but you
need straightened out.
Do you agree or disagree with the statement that people who vote Democrat or Republicans are not part of the party?
No, I don't think so. I'm not sure what that means.
You know what that means?
I'm not part of the party.
They're not part of the party. They're not part of the apparatus that makes up the Republican or Democratic Party.
I'm listening.
Yeah, we don't get to make laws. When they threw my vote away, threw my vote away,
here we go.
And Sabrina Martin and Fernando, the Secretary of State said, well, they can do that because it's their party. I said, but if I come down there and throw all those votes away, I'm going to jail. Something is wrong with that process.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll keep a couple things here.
Yeah, go right ahead.
We live in a representative democracy. Okay.
I didn't know we lived in a democracy at all.
We do.
We live in a
republic, but it's a representative democracy.
Okay.
And so
No. In the Constitution, it says representative republic.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We have representatives who do most of our work, and so when people vote, they vote for that.
They work us, is what they do.
Well, I'm not saying that's not true, but people have in America, people have the opportunity to run if they want to do it, the qualifications to run for political office are most times being of a certain age so that you have some sort of maturity and sense, and be usually a resident of a place in where you're running. So it's pretty simple. It doesn't require degrees. It doesn't require height. It doesn't require weight.
Which is good. Which is good.
You know, there's no IQ test.
It requires money. It just requires money.
Well, now it certainly does.
Yeah, just requires
now it does. Because most politicians respond to the people who contribute to campaigns.
Sure. Can't really blame them.
And
that's how you
That's how you get
run
your
for
message
office.
out. Yeah, that's how you get your message out. So
you gotta have money.
So that's what's going to happen. But
you have to agree that the average voter is not part of the apparatus. We vote Democrat or Republican. We are not part of the party. Come on, just be honest. Come on, Joe.
I don't like what you're saying. We're not part of the
But we're not.
party.
We're not.
That confuses me a little bit.
Nobody ever asked me who I wanted to be put on the ballot.
You can run if you wanted to.
Sure we can.
Why don't you run?
Because I can't
You got a lot of sense.
I can't run as Democrat.
Fine.
And black folks won't vote for a brother that runs as Republican. My main man Green and went through that already in Troy.
A lot of folks ain't gonna do that.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I don't know if the neo-Nazis are gonna like you when you come over there.
Well, I don't care if they like me or not. But anyway, but I just want somebody to hear
You
it
can
from
run.
somebody. Anybody can run.
Right.
That's
Anybody
true.
can run.
But they have to accept you to run. To get on it.
Yeah, but most of the qualifications for qualifying for a party to run are basic. They're simple. It's nothing to it.
Pay a little money, and you own it.
Well,
That's
there's nothing wrong with that because it costs money to administer these parties. It just does. Republican or Democrat.
But just be honest. You are not part of the Democratic Party or the Republican Party unless you have a card and you pay the fee. You're just not part of the party.
Okay,
you can support the party.
That's fair.
By your vote.
If the party requires that for membership, then you're incorrect. So
That's
the party says you need to pay $25, and you're a member of the party.
Right.
And if you don't pay the $25,
you're not a member of the party. And that's where it is now. But you can support the party and their philosophy by voting for them.
Sure.
Okay. Sure. Okay, Steve. I worked it out with him. He took it long. I'd like pulling teeth out of a goat. But I got it.
You finally explained it.
Good morning, you're on there. Yes. Yeah. Right. Citizens said we want it. That's right. Yeah. And the Indians got some say in that. Yeah, we good.
Native Americans. Well, I won't say someone's being bought off. I'm not going to go that far. What I'll say is, well, I don't have any evidence of it or proven. I'm not going to say that. I think there certainly.
Oh, look at John Rogers the other day. Yeah, John Rogers back in federal prison. Yeah, it happens. He's a good Democrat too.
That's not why he's there.
He's there because he violated the bond.
That's a totally different. That's not.
And what was the charge? Kickbacks. I ain't mad at him.
When is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, but what's that got to do? Well, what's that got to do with the party thing here? I'm just.
Yes. If I hear you, Nessa. Now I understand the frustration. I don't want to.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I got you. All right.
Who's the council person over there now? Who's the council person over there? I said, you know who the council person is over there?
Yeah. Well, why don't you go to? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why don't you get a bunch of people? Wait a minute. Why not get a bunch of people together and y'all go cut the grass and stuff? Is it crime tape? Has it been a criminal? Somebody got killed in it or something?
Maybe condemned.
Okay. Well, that's okay because wait a minute, the other day Terry Sewell brought a check to town for $4 million. So we got hungry people. We need shelter for folks to live someplace. But she brought some money. She brought $4 million in town and gave it to Stephen so we could get rid of buildings. So we're gonna take care of that soon. We're gonna get that one too. We got $4 million. Okay, we got $4 million to take care of that. Now we got a lot of homeless people needing a place to stay, but yeah, 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 yeah. He did. Oronde Mitchell. All right, right on. Okay, 3 minutes is up, bro. That's not, we done. Okay, we love you though. Don't get me wrong. Good morning. Who's this? This is he. He did on that. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Listen, he may not deserve the whole force of all that but women, but running through people's town trying to get away, can kill people.
Oh,
Yeah,
Kevin,
he deserved the butt
on,
yeah, he did.
Kevin, come on. That you seen that video.
I ain't talking about all of it. I mean, they could have laid off some of them hits, but yeah, listen, he could, and their adrenaline was going there. He put their life on the line, trying to run him down in that city, Los Angeles. Where everybody place you move, you got 1,500 people.
Kevin, it was 4-on-1.
So would that happen to me in high school? It was 4-on-1 on me. Wasn't nobody coming and saving me. I mean, when nobody tried to save me, when they were 4-1 on me, okay then.
You can't take everybody's donuts, Kevin. That's what you did.
I'm saying, you 4-1. Cordell Walker can do 4-on-1. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. That's going to be a long road. That's going to be a long haul. We've been indoctrinated. We've been indoctrinated to believe this lie that the Democrats care about black folks and the Republicans don't. So, yeah, we do need to be. I believe in Louisiana, they don't. I thought their races are strictly individual, and you don't have to be a party. I believe in Louisiana. Isn't that the truth?
I can't speak. I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't speak for Louisiana.
Yeah.
I mean,
you put 100 people on the thing.
You can always run as an independent. Nothing stops that.
Yeah, they do. Democrats and Republicans stop it.
No, they don't. You just got to get enough signatures, and it
exactly.
takes a whole lot more. But
yeah,
we're in a two-party system right now.
Yeah,
primarily.
That's because the two parties are in charge of who gets on the part, who gets at the table. Amen. Well, yeah. Well, George was too busy in the barn with doing what he was doing. So
what does that mean?
With the black girl, he was too too busy not with that black woman. I ain't mad at him, but I'm just saying he was kind of busy. He missed that piece of legislation.
I think I missed that.
Yeah, George was busy.
They didn't teach that one. Probably because it got into the books by that time.
Yeah. Let's take a break. We'll be back after this. 7:47 in the morning. Joe Reed with us. Call up asking me questions about that 40th party. He's on the NCDC or the DCAC, whatever it is. I don't even know what the NCDC stands for anyway. Hey, how's your day? How's your day? Good. How's your mom? They need to invite me over to dinner. We'll be back. Yeah, this is it. I don't know. It could be. I'm not close to you.
Nobody. These are the democracy we're representing. That we have renamed democracy because we think that children don't understand the rules. But it's not. No, it's just citizens. You in Alabama, because it was a constitutional amendment to everything hits the constitutional amendment. Our constitution looks like that's why it's so long, it's so ridiculous. Because everything is the constitution. And but people won't put it, I think the last time we got the ballot was once again we got the ballot. You can't people in let's say Will Barker's district, District 25. If they were again, Will Barker, that's what they want. Well, I'm just going to say that everybody in all these states, that's what I'm saying. Everybody in all these places, my big thing is that oh, that theory, you could get anybody from Georgia. You already got somebody. You already. We need to represent. Somebody's got to have some voting on it. No. I'm a military man. He had to do the military. All he is saying is that you cannot, with one fell swoop, promote everybody. You must promote the individual. He's wrong. No. They didn't promote me. I had to go and show other people, and everybody you promote. Okay, that's different than what's going on in Washington. That's one of the battalion commander up there. I realize that, but they're still in the same military. And you don't need to get promoted by group. You need to get promoted by individual. And we shouldn't pay our soldiers to go kill their kids. We shouldn't pay them to do that. Our job is to safeguard life. We go all over the world saving lives. And now you're going to let them off and pay them with our money to go. They lay it up and go. Sorry, they can't go there. Oh, you lost me. You lost me. What this issue here is when the government pays and don't get an enforcement. And it's against the law.
Including Walmart, Rite Aid, and
Walgreens. And that law's been on the books since 19. At some point. Yeah. At some point. Men are going to leave women alone. What they do. We don't care about your body. We care about the body. That child has a say. Everybody thinks abortion is allowed. Obviously. Most of the declare war never comes. And we agree with that too. We ought to have a law about that one. Right. You can't, like, you want to start talking. You everybody can go to the building and see who wants to go and bomb this and do that. You want to do that here. But you everybody's right. Prostitution is illegal. This ain't Vegas. We're not going to Alabama. You go to
This is what's ridiculous around. That it never happened. Yeah. It ain't even a significant. It's about this. And then it's about that. We ain't selling that. No problem. I'm gonna say that crazy. The only thing is that if you we've been paying for the sport, yes, I'm saying it would change the we've been paying a whole lot. Nobody wants to know what we was part of the real thing. And we will share like that stuff. That's fine. You can't force anybody. It is a start with construction and into Mike, who's your phone? The house now. Hey, back 7:54 in the morning. Let's take one more call. Who's this? Hey, Julie. Good again. Soon to be Councilman Beard. Councilman Beard, how are you? Yes, ma'am. No, but he can text me the address and I'll get it from you. Yep. Yep. Right, get in. Mm-hmm. Okay, now listen, I want you, as the newly elected city council person, I want your first piece of ordinance legislation to be fine people who let their ugly dog crap in your yard. Okay? If you don't walk down the street with your dog, you need to carry a pooper scooter. And if not, it's a $50. Okay? I bought a taser. And I asked the lady one day, either you get the taser or that ugly dog of yours get the taser. Okay? And she picked up me. So I mean, that is the height of disrespect. To let your dog walk down the street and drop his business in my yard. Okay. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay, wait a minute. The grocery thing is different. They got people, they pay people to pick up their baskets next to their car. Okay? I'm just saying. Okay. Thank you. All right. All right. Appreciate it. Okay. Finally, we're going to get the pooper scooter law. Finally. Good morning. And that is? Okay, so you don't have the address. Okay, so it's next to 940, but you don't know the actual address is of the house.
Well, just walk up there and find out what it is. All right. Yeah. Okay, we don't want you to trust code. Okay. So it's okay, since you got a trust that thank you. Now the only reason I'm letting you know because it's got a no trespass sign, and I don't want to brother you down. Okay. I'll let you go. Yeah. And send me the and text me that. Yes, because I have so much influence in town. Text me the picture. We'll get right on. Okay. We'll be here. All right. Appreciate it. All right, then. Okay. I guess Joe Reed.
See, you're the democracy worker.
Now, what is MC? And you're part of the state apparatus? Yes, so is there any advantage to not political? Come back. What? Good. I got no.
While there, they will pay respects to the victims of the horrific shooting attack last week and grieve with the families and community members who have been affected by the senseless acts of violence.
Javier says the people will hear the families to take action in Congress. Italy's government has shut primary schools and banned polluting vehicles and construction work in an attempt to reduce the worst delays and snow of the season.
Strikers and hunting small guns to consume their case. In addition to make history tonight in New York when their Rocky Horror Authority inducted its class of 2023. All this year's inductees, George Michael, Kurt Bush, Sheryl Crow, and Missy Elliott, the first female rocket inducted.
Well, these women put out some nasty They put out some nasty raps. I said,
look, it's ever since the 2 Live Crew made its debut, 86, 87, whatever that was, when the Tri Crew came and the NWA came right after that. Floodgates open, and that's where we are.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while. Yeah, I've really fallen off since I turned 40. I just get the results I used to get.
Yeah.
First time that happened. And now, people got to play with ads. You say that on you. I feel.
Because now black folks changed that word. It used to be S-H-I-T. Now it's S-H-I-T. That ain't a good S-H-I-T. S-H-I-T. S-H-I-T.
We might even get students.
Yeah, it might be.
That might be just way too close.
I took the court. I told that. HIV.
You know, I told you because it's legal, it doesn't mean you can't get it.
No, that's true.
That ain't the test.
Today in Times Square.
Yes. I mean, well, if I ain't too old,
There's a sense of people get the government they deserve. When you elect them, you elect them. When you elect, you're getting, you get the change you want to see. Right? And people get the government they deserve.
and I'm often saying,
other people do the job you think you're better.
I got to tell you.
And then you that's a culture of democracy requires activity, not passiveness. When people who just sit there and as things, and when you do in a sequence, that even what I call, I don't have an ownership in what I call the party, and not that I identify more politically every little thing, but more so than others. But I know right and wrong. You say what that is. So why is the difference between the two? Why is there a more? I don't know if somebody could. What I think it is smart.
But no. Time doesn't change.
That's the issue. You can the facts and what's going on. You the funding. The truth is absolutely. Yes. Like we're talking about. Yeah, I walk out of that door. What are the facts? Something real.
That's true. What truth doesn't have is a moral concept until it is lied on. There's a morality that comes into truth if you lie on it. If you don't lie on it, it's not right, it's not wrong, it's not moral or immoral to speak the truth. And then if you lie on the truth, what's the difference?
When you pass things that obviously is, you don't do that. I've heard of it.
Listen, I live in the same city with Notre Dame. I mean, far as I know, the only college with anything. Notre Dame. My mother kept saying, let's do blown in. Mississippi, and there's always white and black, and I sometimes because of the attitude that they have. Let's try them now. Let me at least try. That goes back to you told me Netflix. Well, no, not Netflix or. All right, then we are back. I guess Joe needs this morning. And we actually came here to talk about the new legislative district that has been there. We got a lot of people who want to run for that job who don't even know where near at the moment. Now, what does the state or the Democratic or the Republican Party, who maintains the rule about where you live? You can actually run for a seat. Is that a state law or is that a policy from the party?
If it's a state legislative seat, along with
so what's the law as it pertains to me living in a particular district that I want to run? Do I actually need to live there before I run? Or must I move there before, when I win, or if I win?
Federal law does not require someone to actually live in the district that they
do you believe it by the common sense?
Yes.
They have to.
Yes. Why would you want to represent when you live in a place in the community that you represent? I mean, you're a certain community. You are going to Congress to represent that group as with you in my community. I would like that to it. But the other hand could have been, I mean, I'm they could have thought because of at that time we talked about travel, the country was more rural than it was. Well, it's still more rural than it is now, but it was far more rural then, and travel was difficult. So it could have been some other things, and I don't know what that would have been. But as far as the state is concerned, our state laws are very different. There is a residency requirement. You know, for the legislature, you have a residency in that district.
So this congressional seat could have been a federal, so they come on the federal rules and guidelines, which means that you can live anywhere in Alabama if you want to and run for the seat.
Yes. Yeah. And you can do it, but the question is, what motive would do about that? I mean, I don't see the point in personally, I don't see the point in doing that. What people in certain communities, and of course these district lines change.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me say that every 10 years we do a census. Those lines, most of it, but they often change. I mean, it's been 40 years, I think, since Montgomery was partially whole, and I think the real biggest is professional representation. So, but in the last since 1980, whatever, those lines have changed. Montgomery's been cut in half. Montgomery's been cut into 3 parts. So under this new second Montgomery is whole. I think it's important for Montgomery people to have somebody who's from Montgomery.
So if Dick Brubaker decides to, which I believe is right, and he wins, does that invalidate all the hullabaloo to get a future, quote unquote, that is more with the possibility of being more black representation?
No, it is not.
So then what was the purpose of a district that has been doing that? North side, right coast. What's the purpose of that? If that is still
one person is gerrymandered, whether they allow
both parties.
So yeah, what you're saying is that you can't do it based upon a which is what the court found that out of other legislation that they were drawing district lines in order to minimize revenue way back with That is true, but Alabama has had a very long history of politics and legislation. Nothing other than it. That's what the state do now. It has been doing that for a long time. For example, there's a case called the Million versus Lightfoot, which the city of Tuskegee was subject to text, where the black citizens Tuskegee was stripped out of the school. So in order to keep the black citizens of Tuskegee from voting, the powers that be used square that Tuskegee would get. Look at the power. Okay? That's what it looks like. The court said you can't. Again, that's the simplest enough. When some years ago, when Governor Whitman was doing this motorized out there, you need these IDs. But I was disclosure of it's all happening. Well, who is white? And it's not the name of black folks because it's white folks who are getting it. But if you look at areas where it's closer,
but shouldn't we? Okay, here's my other problem. We make victims out of our we incentivize victimization of being black. If somebody was giving a fried chicken party and you needed an ID to get in there, people would get an ID. Why is it that when it comes to voting, we make everybody get vote and they can't get one? To get your lights turned on in your house, you have to have ID. Get that check, get your food check. Why is it that when it comes to voting, though, we on this old token racism crap? Because we keep saying people can't get an ID. They're so stupid that they don't know how to get an ID.
Yeah, you get it done.
I believe we do. Well, guns constitutionally protected.
So you're right.
But you have I think it's a certain age you got to be to buy a gun.
That's my check. The 13th Amendment was abolished. The 13th Amendment gave free slavery
Well, let's come to another term. Why do Democrats keep making excuses for black folks for not getting out there?
I don't think I don't think it's that. I think it appears to every time that when you look at it wrong, those people, voting is your participation. It's a moral obligation. I think it's defending democracy.
It's so precious. Don't you think it's incumbent upon us to make sure the person making that vote, that selection, is the person they say they are?
I don't have a problem with that sort of thing. Otherwise, how do you know you're going to people that actually makes sense. That being said, when you start passing laws and say you can't pass out water in the line,
you don't need water now. That's not their job.
And there's a lot of people trying to vote. Okay. And you pass out water.
Bring your water.
How does that the fun?
Because why is it a time to go 50 miles an hour over 55? They're law. You know why they do it? Because you shouldn't popularize or publicize your candidate while I'm sitting there as a captive audience. Okay, I want to give me a vote for John Lee. I don't hear it. Why make people go? Why not just bring on the water? It's a water bottle. It ain't very heavy.
That's not the question. The question is, why is it illegal?
They want
that water and all.
They try to affect the vote.
You're making it illegal to stand out here and really hear we're going to something different things here. But when there's 12 hours to vote, and election day was set up because those folks were dedicated and you would say university to take time to get rid of it like that. We were thinking of 200 million. How much of them live in that? That's not true. But you digress. I'm come back to it. 300 million people, one day. Why is Alabama? Why can't you vote? You know that a ballot has been set.
There's a constitution that says when you vote for the president.
It is a for the election day. That's the one.
Because y'all be ballot harvesting. Come on, you're there. In the prison, they're getting fentanyl.
What now that happened?
Whatever that is, yeah. I'm lost. I don't know what that means. Well, if it's drug or fentanyl, it's still a drug. I mean, it's still a drug, so it shouldn't be there. Yeah. What prison was this? What prison was this? So men are trying to rape them. But let me ask them, have you called? We on yeah. Well, let me ask you something, and I got to ask this question. Give me a second. Calling, wait, okay, give me a second. Although I am concerned, I'm sympathetic to that. Why not call Hatcher? Why not call Kenyatta? Why not call the people who are paid to represent you? They don't get. Has anybody ever thought that? Because if they, yeah, right. But let me ask you, what do these people say then? What do your representatives? You got Chief Morris, you got Kenny McClaney, you got Hatcher, you got and who's the guy who owns you got him, you got Senator Barkley, you got Senator Hatcher. I mean, we need to be on their doorstep. They won't talk to you. Yeah. Right. But let me ask you a question, and see, and this is about okay. But let me ask you a question. Here's my question. Right here. But y'all been complaining about the prison system forever since Roberta started this thing years ago. I realize that. Are you telling me that you have gone to every representative in this city and this county and tried to have a conversation with them and they've all turned you down? Okay. And they all have turned you down though. They all have turned you down. They wouldn't talk to you about it or anything. Yeah. Right. Right. And here's what I'm going to ask you. Right. I'm going to ask you the same question that Sean Connery asked the guy in the movie The Untouchable. What are you guys willing to do to get some attention to this? What are you doing? Because obviously the people not doing it. It's the prison commissioner. Right. I mean, so what about the prison commissioner? Are we willing to go? And what? And and so are you willing to go? Well, here's what you need to do. We do down home. You just run up to the governor's office, take 500 up there, and go up them damn steps and talk to that woman. Are we willing to do that? Get it done. I'll be there with you. Then have it done, and I'll go with you. How do you get the only way to get fentanyl in a prison is some guards got to be doing it. Yeah. All right. All right. Let's try it. When y'all get the thing ready to go, call me. I'll come down there with you. Yeah. Yeah. All right. And appreciate it. And all the way to get that stuff in there is somebody has to be complicit in getting it in there.
The state reps don't have the authority to run the prisons. That's left first more.
Right.
The second is the prison commission, but that's straight from the executive branch. The governor is ultimately the head of that.
Right. And now the last time I checked, now you keep talking about democracy and all that stuff. Last time I checked, they work for us.
That's true.
Theoretically, anyway.
That's true, but they don't have the authority to make that kind of
I'm
the legislative branch. That's the executive branch.
I got you. So we need to show up at her house, at her job, wherever right now. We need to go, but all this talk on the way isn't done anything. We're going to try. Right. Now, everybody try. And you're going to need lawsuit. Lawsuit, yeah. We're back after this. Joe Reed's with us, not to take us off our thing, but you know, part of the laws are being made by people who we elect. Oh, we don't know.
What she's talking about, that's overrepresented the rape and all happens. I don't allow them to over crowded church. They don't have any people controlling that. Now, that issue is not a religious issue. You gotta put on that's not what you put. That strictly belongs to people. That's going to be with the ward. Okay, the wards are overseas.
So it's legislature. And again, if none of these people have any authority to initiate investigation, then why in the hell are we putting? That make no difference. What black person? If there's nothing that people who we vote for in office can do, why in the hell are they voting for?
I think you're voting with it. The legislature is not.
Right. But he also has a little bit more people to initiate, like city council. They don't know they have a right to initiate an investigation in any department. They can do that individually. They can do that. So why is it that all of them want to do? Well, I can't do nothing about that. We don't need you because they don't need you.
It is no excuse to take that issue.
Okay, but that's not people.
It's not. You say they're not.
I can't, but they can make noise. Have homes didn't have a whole lot of power. Make noise. That's true. Well, you got to call a press conference.
There is the express power,
right,
and then there is the implied political power.
Exactly. Okay. So I know they can't get out and open the window and everybody out. I really don't do that.
You might know that.
Yeah. Are there no law offices that are nonprofit?
Legal services.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, unless you're a fifty yeah. Okay. You got nothing. You got a good house. You know. Okay. These conservative judges are the rash. All right, that's what we. They think whatever you do here, I had a guy. I'll try to tell you. I can't say it. But I had a case on the Alabama Supreme Court. Yeah, we went to Alabama Supreme Court. Here's the thing where an inmate client of mine was threatened, got into a fight with the guy. They removed the guy out of the place, the assailant. Okay, as he was being looked at, he said, "Why are you taking Kevin got in a fight with Joe? How can you fucking kill Joe? Think your ass back where he came from." So the blue guard took Kevin back where he came from. 5 minutes later, you stabbed me and I'm dead. Okay. I filed a lawsuit. And do you know that the Alabama Supreme Court threw that lawsuit out saying that the state was immune?
I thought the state had responsibility for the welfare.
They do. It was a 1983 action. So it was deliberate indifference. That's how you see, first of all, state actors have immunity. All right. So they said they were immune. All right. So I didn't even get to the part where you can hold them accountable. They said, look, they're immune. Now, the fact that that officer didn't care what happened, that was not deliberate indifference. And so I didn't say dismiss on immunity. That's how they handle it. And so when you talk about when you talk about these things, there are certain.
Okay, we are back. Let's go back to phone and see who's there. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Appreciate you. I don't know about getting it done. We don't want to do that. I want to be able to lead a step. Okay, without laying down. Yeah, we can do that. But appreciate it. Good morning. You're there. Yes. Okay, I think you just did. All right, appreciate it. Good morning. You're there. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. What?
Oh,
Right. I appreciate it.
well, I think that again, your legislators don't have the actual authority to intervene in a situation like that. The prison system comes under the executive branch.
But they can make noise.
They can make noise. They got some what I call some political influence and stuff like that. But understand whose responsibility it is. It is the government's responsibility.
Right.
That's where it belongs, and it's the board's responsibility. And when those things, and they don't, it appears that they don't do that. Look, Alabama has been in litigation, in federal litigation for years about the prison conditions in this state.
Yeah, I would imagine that every state has got issues with it.
Perhaps it doesn't have anything to do with Alabama. And Alabama hasn't done anything. When I was telling you off the air, I had a case where an inmate was fighting with another inmate. And so, and that inmate was brought out, was removed from the pod. And in crossing the yard, another guard saw the inmate and said, "Take that inmate back there, they came from." And the guard said, "Well, look, these guys were fighting." And the other guard, the chief guard said, "I don't think they kill each other, send them back." Well, he put the guy back in the pod. 5 minutes later, the guy quit. And a lawsuit was filed, and the court said that they could do nothing about it, or they didn't hold the prison system liable because the guards were immune. So you do these kind of issues here. So if you got a court that is saying that, how do you, if there's going to be immunity, what are you going to do about it?
So you can be a soldier and be in battle, and the enemy is shooting at you. But if you don't shoot, if they determine that you murdered an enemy that was shooting at you, you can be held liable and brought up in charges as a soldier of protecting yourself. But in the prison state of Alabama, guards have immunity when they are directly responsible for the death of another man. Good morning on there. Well, I get. I get. Because you never know. Listen, there are a lot of people in prison who don't belong here. But because of lack of money, lack of resources, they did. But I will say one thing. Since we know the condition of these places, we need to do our very best, especially dads. We need to do our very best to make sure our children never end up there. And therein lies the big one, the biggest one we have, especially in our community, is a lack of fathers involved with their children, with their boys. You know, I don't ever want to have this conversation about this. Okay, I talk to them, we talk. I tell them, I may not be the best father in the world, but I try to be one. We have to stop allowing the streets to raise our kids. This is where they end up. They end up in prison. And once those doors are locked behind you, like, listen, they don't care. They just, you don't care. The Lord, who the hell he is, damn, whatever his name is, they don't care. You are just a piece of meat and number. Not that you worse than that. Because dogs don't get treated. If somebody treated their dog the way they treat people, if somebody said that, did you know it's against the law to dogs fight? But in prison, this guard said, "Sit them back in there. Let them fight. I don't care what they do." But if you had your two dogs fighting, so what you did. Let you know that especially to avoid this environment and don't get become part of it. You know, and that's why I blame the school thing. We don't have any discipline. If you're gonna be disciplined in one way or the other in life,
The parents are the parents.
yeah.
I mean, you can't let the school system raise your kids.
No, yeah. But if parents are not parenting, education is education, and schools are tasked to educate you, and they need to educate you on the fact that if you're disciplined, you will be disciplined in one of these government institutions, one way or the other, and it's going to happen to you. And I hate to see young folks in jail, and they said somebody, Cheech Cross said, "Well, they're trying to rape the guy." You know, They need to put saltpeter like they did in the army in our food, and can't nobody be thinking about that like that. Okay. I'm just saying, listen, it's hard out there.
That's too much.
No, but you need to put it in the food. Come on, who's this? Yes. No, no, no. I watched Lone Ranger, Tonto. I just don't. They were shooting up cowboy movies and everything used to come up all the time. They shoot them up, shoot them up. I don't do that. That's it. They get to a parent. But the music, I think, the music has more of an effect than the TV show. I don't know anything about. I don't. And my son, I just didn't let him buy a bunch of that crap when he was young. I just didn't. Yeah. Because
Maybe sensitizes people.
yeah, because the next day they alive again. In real life, the next day you ain't alive.
I think the games,
Yeah,
the
they
games,
do
the
get
music,
sensitive.
yeah.
Yeah. And we just got to take the last break at hour 8:45 in the morning, and we'll be back after this.
It's like you very little sympathy. You know, and you know, well, I'm not saying every Republican judge will fair what it is like that, but there is a certain mindset that together. 1954, one much more than the desegregated. Conservative, conservative real brand of Democrat Republican between black folks, right? And conservatives being told to basically discipline, okay? The biggest, they got two things on their mind. You know, they don't want black folks going to get you what? What was in for? And that's when they go, that's why the federal judges are important. I think why he doesn't want to really do discrimination. I would take it. Well, he was talking here. This is how people are the way they are.
But however, you can't ignore stupidity of the others that affect all of our lives. You can't ignore people who do dumb things that affect all of us. And like having our doors open, like everybody in town feeling them more than an invasion is. I agree. Here's the thing. This thing is wrong. It's been going on for 40 years. Okay, it ain't right.
new.
And when do we stop it? Right. When do we mandate that people stop?
Listen, it is the job. Okay, yeah, 2 weeks in there. And what nobody's talking about. A lot of these people who are doing something they're not doing is force people to be stronger.
So give them season of week.
Look, I agree. The United States cannot sustain.
Right. We got a caravan here now, and they said about 5,000.
In Mexico, it's not that shit before you. Right. Okay. And I don't want to go to the whole thing.
I saw somebody in Wall in Texas. Hell, they had a makeshift get over the wall apparatus.
That shit sounds good, but it's not effective. And
Wall, all right, one was
I think if it increases the crowd coming in illegally, I think they'll do that. And I don't think, for citizenship, the 14th Amendment, we do altering the 14th Amendment. Because the 14th Amendment gave us, see, Jared Scott said we wanted citizens. Okay?
Well, and George Taney said that would be.
Right. So that's why the 14th Amendment. Yeah. I always say Taney was the problem in modern conservatism. We all want to mention in there, so, you can't be there. Of course, white men won't mention either. Saying, there's no problem doing that shit. It's a mindset. And
but we are responsible in part for where we are as a people because we're apathetic. Sure. When it comes to voting may not matter, but it does matter. It does matter. All the time. Who you pick.
20% of people in this country only vote. Yeah. And 80% of people bitch.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. I mean, we got free school. You ain't got to pay like you got to go to Morehouse. But you can get free school, and we do not take advantage of it. And at some point, I'm just gonna give up on it.
I'm not gonna give. You got to keep fighting, and that's what I tell. You got to have people who have the best heart, and not people try. I'm